Google just dropped 9 major AI announcements in a single day. 9. A brand new coding IDE that writes entire apps for you, an image generator that rivals Midjourney, cinematic video creation inside NotebookLM, music generation that sounds like a professional studio produced it, and completely overhauled Gemini models that are already climbing the benchmarks. But here's what makes this truly wild. This wasn't even the only massive news this week. OpenAI fired back with GPT-5.4, claiming it clobbers humans on professional-level work by 83%. Anthropic launched a brand new desktop agent for non-coders while simultaneously suing the Trump administration. And Disney just invested $1 billion into OpenAI, agreeing to let Mickey Mouse and every other iconic character appear in AI-generated video. We are in the middle of an AI arms race unlike anything we've ever seen, and today I'm going to break down every single piece of it for you. Welcome back to World of AI, your go-to source for everything happening in artificial intelligence, explained in plain English without the corporate jargon. Today's episode is a big one, and I genuinely mean that. What we're covering today represents what many in the industry are calling the most consequential single week in AI since the launch of ChatGPT. Google came out swinging with what might be its biggest coordinated AI launch ever, and I'm going to walk you through every single product, model, and tool they revealed. Then we're going to talk about OpenAI's response, because they did not sit quietly. GPT-5.4 is here, and the benchmarks are genuinely staggering. After that, we'll cover Anthropic's fascinating week of launching a new product for everyday users while picking a legal fight with the federal government. And we'll close with a development that could reshape entertainment forever, Disney going all in on AI-generated content with $1 billion bet on OpenAI. There is so much to get to. So let's dive straight in, starting with the company that dominated every AI headline this week. Google's massive AI blitz, everything they just dropped. Let's start with the models themselves, because that's the foundation everything else is built on. Google officially released Gemini 3.1 Pro and Flashlight, and these are not incremental upgrades. Gemini 3.1 Pro is now competing head-to-head with GPT 5.4 and Claude Opus on reasoning benchmarks, and Flashlight is designed to be the fastest, cheapest model in its class, targeting developers who need intelligence at scale without burning through their API budget. But the models were honestly just the appetizer. The real headline grabber was Antigravity, Google's brand new agentic coding IDE. And let me explain why this one matters so much. Antigravity isn't just another code editor with AI autocomplete bolted on. It's a fully agentic development environment, meaning you describe what you want to build, and the AI writes the code, debugs it, tests it, and iterates on it, all while you watch. Think of it less like a tool and more like a junior developer that works at the speed of light and never needs coffee. Now, Antigravity is already sparking serious debate in the developer community. Some are calling it the future of software development. Others are raising concerns about what this means for early career programmers. And there's a fascinating forking conversation happening about whether Google's approach, building a full IDE from scratch, is smarter than what Anthropic did with Claude Code, which integrates into your existing terminal workflow, or what Cursor does, which layers AI on top of VS Code. We're going to dig deeper into that debate later. Next up, Nano Banana 2. Yes, that's actually what it's called. This is Google's new image generation model, and here's the impressive part. It delivers what Google claims is pro-level image quality at flash-tier speed. That means you're getting images that compete with the best AI art generators on the market. But they render almost instantly and cost a fraction of what competing models charge per generation. Early samples show photorealistic outputs, strong text rendering, which has historically been a weakness for AI image generators, and remarkably good prompt adherence. Then there's Stitch, Google's new AI-powered UI design tool. Stitch lets you describe an interface or upload a rough sketch, and it generates polished, production-ready UI components. This is a direct challenge to tools like Figma and Vercel's V0, and it integrates directly with Google's broader ecosystem. For designers and front-end developers, this could dramatically speed up the prototyping phase. And rounding out the creative tools, NotebookLM, which was already beloved for its AI podcast-style audio overviews, now generates cinematic video overviews. You feed it a document, a research paper, a textbook chapter, and it produces a narrated video summary with visuals. On top of that, Google introduced Lyria 3 music generation directly inside Gemini. You can now prompt Gemini to compose original music tracks in specific genres, moods, and styles. Finally, Google announced deep Gemini integration across Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. This means AI Assistance isn't a separate app anymore. It's embedded directly into the tools that billions of people already use every day. Writing assistance in Docs, data analysis in Sheets, and presentation design in Slides, all powered by Gemini and all available without leaving your workflow. This is, without exaggeration, the single biggest coordinated AI product launch Google has ever done. And the timing is not accidental, because their biggest competitor had news of their own. OpenAI fires back with GPT-5.4 and Disney goes all in. OpenAI clearly wasn't about to let Google dominate the news cycle alone. They dropped GPT-5.4 with two distinct variants, Pro and Thinking, and the headline benchmark is almost hard to believe. OpenAI claims GPT-5.4 Pro clobbers humans on professional-level work by 83%. That metric comes from evaluations across legal analysis, financial modeling, scientific reasoning, and medical diagnosis tasks. The Thinking variant is their reasoning-focused model, designed for complex multi-step problems where you need the AI to show its work and think through edge cases. This positions it directly against Google's Gemini 3.1 Pro in the reasoning arena. But OpenAI also shipped some extremely practical updates. GPT-5.3 Codex is their answer to the coding agent arms race, designed for agent-style development workflows where the AI autonomously writes, tests, and refines code. And, in a move that had the internet buzzing, they released a GPT 5.3 instant update specifically designed to make ChatGPT less, and I'm quoting here, cringe. If you've noticed ChatGPT sometimes being overly enthusiastic, excessively formal, or weirdly sycophantic, this update directly addresses that feedback. They also quietly launched ChatGPT for Excel, which integrates AI directly into Microsoft spreadsheets for data analysis, formula generation, and insight extraction. This is a direct counter to Google's Gemini and Sheets announcement, and it shows just how intensely these companies are fighting over productivity workflows. Now, let me transition to what might be the most culturally significant story of the entire week. Disney has invested $1 billion into OpenAI. And, as part of this deal, Disney will allow its iconic characters to appear on Sora, OpenAI's AI video generator. Let that sink in for a moment. Mickey Mouse, Elsa, Buzz Lightyear, the Avengers, all of these characters could soon be generating in AI video. This is a company that has historically been one of the most aggressive defenders of its intellectual property on the planet, and they're now voluntarily opening those gates. The implications here are enormous. For content creators, this could mean access to Disney-quality characters and worlds for their own projects, likely within certain guidelines. For the entertainment industry, it signals that even the most protective studios now see AI-generated content as inevitable and want to be on the inside shaping it rather than on the outside fighting it. And for the broader conversation about AI and copyright, this is a landmark precedent. If Disney is willing to license its characters for AI generation, it fundamentally changes the argument that AI and intellectual property are inherently incompatible. Anthropic's Wild Week and the AI coding wars Anthropic had what can only be described as a schizophrenic week. On the product side, they launched Co-work, and this one is genuinely exciting for anyone who isn't a developer. Co-work is essentially a Claude desktop agent designed specifically for non-coders. If Claude Code is the power tool for developers who live in the terminal, Co-work is the friendly interface for everyone else. It extends Claude Code's agentic capabilities into a visual desktop environment where you can ask Claude to perform tasks on your computer, organize files, research topics, process documents, manage workflows, all through natural conversation. This is Anthropic's play for the mainstream market. They've seen that Claude Code has become the darling of the developer community, and now they want to bring that same autonomous capability to the 99% of people who never open a terminal window. But while Anthropic was shipping products, it was also dealing with two major controversies. First, Claude was banned from Pentagon use. The details are still emerging, but it appears that security concerns led the Department of Defense to prohibit the use of Anthropic's models in certain government applications. For a company that has built its entire brand around being the safety-first AI lab, this is an uncomfortable headline. Second, and this is the big one, Anthropic is actively suing the Trump administration. The specifics of the lawsuit relate to regulatory and policy decisions affecting AI companies, and it puts Anthropic in an incredibly rare position. Simultaneously, trying to sell products to everyday users, being banned by one arm of the government, and legally challenging another. It's the kind of corporate drama that would seem far-fetched in a movie script. Now, let's zoom into the conversation that's consuming the developer world right now. The AI coding wars. Google's Antigravity announcement has forced a direct comparison between every major AI coding tool on the market. On one side, you have full IDE approaches like Antigravity and Cursor, where the AI is embedded in a complete development environment with visual interfaces, file management, and integrated tooling. On the other side, you have terminal-native approaches like Claude Code, where the AI works through your command line and integrates into your existing workflow rather than replacing it. And then there's a fascinating third category emerging. Open-source tools like Goose are offering Claude Code-level functionality completely for free. A TechCrunch exclusive recently revealed that the open-source AI coding movement is growing faster than anyone predicted, and tools like Goose are proving that you don't necessarily need to pay premium prices for agentic coding assistance. The debate isn't just about which tool is best. It's about what the future of software development actually looks like. Do we want AI that replaces our tools entirely, or AI that enhances the tools we already know? That's the fundamental question the industry is wrestling with right now. What Google's mega drop really means for the future. Let me step back from the individual announcements and talk about what this week actually represents strategically, because I think the bigger picture is what really matters here. Google didn't release 9 products at once by accident. This was a calculated show of force, a signal to the market, to investors, to developers, and to competitors that Google is not playing catch-up anymore. For the past 2 years, the narrative has been that Google was behind, that ChatGPT caught them off guard, that they fumbled Bard, that they were too slow to react. This week, Google tried to permanently kill that narrative. And here's what I think is the smartest move in the entire announcement bundle. It's not any single product. It's the integration story. Google is the only company that can put AI directly inside tools that literally billions of people use every single day. Docs, Sheets, Slides, Gmail, Search, Maps, Android. OpenAI can make the best model in the world, and it still requires people to go to ChatGPT. Anthropic can build the most capable agent, and it still requires a download. Google can reach you without you doing anything at all. That distribution advantage is almost impossible to compete with. Now, let me give you my predictions for what comes next. First, I believe the AI coding IDE space is going to consolidate fast. Within 12 months, I think we'll see one or two clear winners, and the rest will either get acquired or fade away. Google's Antigravity has the advantage of deep integration with Google Cloud, but Claude Code has the developer love. Cursor has the momentum. This is going to be a fascinating battle to watch. Second, I think the Disney OpenAI deal is going to trigger a domino effect. Other major entertainment companies, Universal, Warner Brothers, Sony, are not going to sit on the sidelines while Disney gets first-mover advantage in AI-generated content. Expect more billion-dollar partnerships between entertainment giants and AI companies within the next 6 months. Third, and this is the prediction I'm most confident about, we are about to see the most intense price war in AI history. Nano Banana 2, delivering pro-quality images at flash pricing, Flashlight offering capable reasoning at rock-bottom API costs, open-source tools like Goose offering coding agents for free. The race to zero is accelerating, and it's going to be the companies with distribution and ecosystem lock-in, not the companies with the best benchmarks, that ultimately win. What we witnessed this week wasn't just a product launch. It was a strategic repositioning of the entire AI industry. Google declared that it wants to own every layer of the AI stack, from foundational models to creative tools to productivity software to the development environment itself. OpenAI showed that raw model capability is still its trump card. Anthropic proved it's willing to fight on multiple fronts simultaneously. And Disney signaled that Hollywood has officially stopped resisting and started embracing AI. The question isn't whether AI is going to transform every industry anymore. That's settled. The question now is, who's going to control that transformation and how fast it's going to happen? Based on what I saw this week, the answer to the second part is much, much faster than most people think. All right, let's wrap this up with your 3 key takeaways from today. Takeaway number 1. Google just executed the most ambitious single-day AI launch in history, and the real story isn't any individual product. It's the integration across their entire ecosystem. When AI lives inside the tools billions of people already use, that changes the game in ways that standalone products simply cannot match. Takeaway number 2. The AI arms race has entered a new phase. We're no longer debating whether AI can match human professionals. GPT-5.4's 83% benchmark and Disney's billion-dollar investment tell us that both the tech industry and the entertainment industry have moved past that question entirely. The new question is how fast these capabilities reshape every creative and professional workflow on the planet. Takeaway number 3. The AI coding wars are officially here, and they're going to define how software gets built for the next decade. Whether you're a developer choosing between Antigravity, Claude Code, and Cursor, or a non-coder exploring tools like Anthropic's Cowork, the way humans interact with software creation is being fundamentally rewritten right now. This was genuinely one of the most packed weeks in AI history, and honestly, next week might be even bigger. If you want to stay on top of every major development without having to scroll through hundreds of headlines, make sure you hit that like button, so this video reaches more people who care about where AI is heading. Drop a comment below telling me which announcement excited you the most. Was it Antigravity, GPT 5.4, the Disney deal? I read every single comment, and I love hearing your perspectives. And if you're not already part of the community, subscribe to World of AI so you never miss the latest AI news.